Welcome to the Get Inspired with Dr. Barb show. Welcome. I would like to greet you today, and I'm so happy you are with me today. I would like to tell you about a special innovation that we can include in our schools for our children. It's a special innovation because it involves therapy animals. You can imagine that any school that does not currently include therapy animals, if it starts including them in responsible, careful ways, it's going to be innovation. No matter in what way the therapy animal is included, it can be just by bringing the therapy animal and letting the children interact with the therapy animal. This will be an innovation already without really doing much as far as incorporating the therapy animal into teaching. But we can do more interesting activities that include therapy animals in the classroom, and the benefits can be amazing because such activities can help children in building their social and emotional skills, building a better community in the classroom. We all know that it's very important to teach children how to include everybody, no matter what interests they have, what disabilities they have, and how these conditions and disabilities might show. We want to build a community in which everybody is welcomed. And the best way of doing so, I think, is doing it in authentic ways. And if you could bring a therapy animal through a reputable therapy dog organization or in other responsible ways, that would be a very authentic way, because therapy animals literally become best friends for children in the classroom. And they learn from them. They learn from these best friends, from the dogs in the classroom, therapy dogs, therapy animals. And this learning can really be beneficial, and we can take it to other levels. We can apply this learning with animals to other ways in which children learn about themselves, learn about interacting with others. So this is an amazing way. One of the activities that I did together with my wonderful collaborating teacher Lucinda has something to do with kindness. It doesn't have to be kindness. It can be patience. It can be how to learn to be persevere, it can be all kinds of, we can teach children all different ways of interacting and all these different social emotional skills. There are quite a few of them, but I think that kindness is incredible, because if you are kind, that means you will be including children to play with you, to interact with you. Kindness just is this overarching social emotional skill. I think it's very important. So what I did with my dog Carmel, it was a classroom of, I think, second graders. We had the theme of kindness was taking place in the school, and we asked children, after they had a chance to interact with Carmel for several weeks, I think, we asked them, how does Carmel show that she's a kind dog to you, kind therapy dog? And children were coming out with all kinds of ideas, how Carmel shows kindness, how she sniffs, how she touches them, how she lets them pet her. And it's interesting that every child, including very shy children, they all want to talk about it. They want to let you know how their favorite dog, their friend they see in the school once a week, how she shows that she's a kind dog. So we had all children raising hands and wanted to speak. It was amazing. And then we asked them, tell us how the way Carmel shows she's a kind dog, how can you learn something from it, and how you can show you are kind when you interact with others. Maybe your friends, your peers in the classroom, maybe your parents, maybe your siblings. What do you learn from Carmel that you can use yourself? Again, children started thinking about it and starting to apply how the way Carmel shows she's a kind dog, how this can be translated into showing kindness to others. And this was an excellent opportunity to talk about how dogs might be different as far as the way they show kindness, and people will be different as well. There are some ways dogs show kindness that might be not appropriate for people. So these are different species. But again, it's an opportunity to have a conversation about these things, compare, contrast, and apply. So again, children had a lot of ideas. And again, everybody wanted to participate in this activity. Then we asked children to write this down. So not only you have kids learning about kindness and everybody being active, wanting to participate and learning from their best friend, the dog, but they also write. And this is an excellent activity for children who are reluctant writers because they already spoke about their dog, they already talked about kindness and application. And now it's easier to write something about it. You don't have to ask them to write much. Each child wrote maybe 2-3 sentences. But in this class, we had kids who were very reluctant writers, and they all wanted to write about it. So that was absolutely amazing. Recently, with 5th graders, we've changed this a little bit. We altered it a little bit. So after we asked how Carmel shows she's a kind dog, we talked about how every therapy dog is actually different and acts a little bit differently. So they can show kindness in different ways. Carmel is a different therapy dog than other therapy dogs, other breeds. So they're all doing something a little bit different. We talked about these differences. And then we talked about how just in the community of dogs, every dog will show kindness a little bit in a different way because they are different dogs. They have different personalities. The same with people. Not everybody will show kindness or the way they make friends in the same way. Each kid is a little bit different. And this is an opportunity to talk about it with children, right? Have you seen others in your school who might have shown kindness a little bit different way or might have approached you and asked you to be their friend, but it was like a little bit different, less conventional way of asking to be a friend? So this is a great opportunity to talk about these differences, to see that not everybody acts the same way. And then we ask children to think of a person from their family, from maybe school, or maybe a character from a book they just recently read, or from a movie. Someone who showed kindness or showed how they make a new friend in a little different, unconventional way. So they were thinking about it and then they wrote about it. And it's an interesting thing that each child took some time to really deeply think about someone who showed kindness in a little bit different way or was trying to make a friend in a little bit different way. And then they wrote about it, and they wrote about it quite a bit. It was in the 5th grade, so they could do a little bit more writing. We also have therapy dog teams who are interested in our activity kindness, and they did this activity in their own classroom where they visit with their therapy dogs, and they change some of this activity because it's a different circumstance. And we love when they change the activities, when they make it their own, when they alter a little bit. And in this case, there were 2 therapy dogs. So the therapy dog handler could change the activity a little bit and ask children how your 2 therapy dogs, your 2 friends, how they can show that they are kind to each other. You can imagine when there are 2 therapy dogs on the visit, they will be doing something maybe together, show kindness to each other in a certain way. And so this was a good way for children to observe what they do, how they show kindness to each other, 2 dogs. Very interesting. And then again, think about how they could learn something from these dogs and show kindness to each other. Children also did something very interesting. These dogs had special t-shirts, and children came up with all kinds of ideas for words that connect to kindness, relate to kindness, and they attach these words to dogs' t-shirts. It was really cute, very interesting, a beautiful activity. So I hope that you've learned something new today about doing something more innovative with therapy animals, such as therapy dogs, in your school, in your classroom. And thank you so much. We would like you to, if possible, to share this episode with others. Let's make sure that other schools have opportunities like that, because they are life-changing opportunities for children. And sharing with parents is just as good, because if parents know about these possibilities, they will be able to advocate in their own school district to bring this type of activity to their children, because school administration decides about these things. What's allowed, what can be brought to the classroom, and what cannot. So let's spread the information about it. We have more activities of this kind and others in our book, Teachers and Therapy Dog Teams, Innovative Collaboration to Make a Difference for Children. Thank you so much for today. It was just wonderful to talk to you today. Bye-bye.